headlight on.
Whoa, we look
looking bright,
I
clear.
know. I don't know about that. I feel a little exposed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Aren't you used to that?
What?
Feeling exposed?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Moving on. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Not Pedal Pushers show with Zach and Matt.
That's right. This is the weekly live stream. Another way you can tell it's not the Pedal Pushers podcast is when this whole thing starts, it says Mythos live stream. That's another way you can tell.
It's the same show.
Same cast of characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to hang out. We're going to be talking about this guy today.
Dun, 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 dun.
Probably won't. Let's try not to cover our faces too much because that has to be getting old for people.
What do you mean getting old?
When we have to do like this.
I can't help that that's how the camera works.
I know, it's just like that.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we've had
Wow.
we've had a lot of fun getting ready for this release, and now it's out into the world. And
very, very happy with how it's going so far.
It's a
screaming
pedal.
It's a pedal and
screaming deal.
I think it's a good deal.
I mean,
yeah,
it costs what pedals cost.
Very good.
But anyway,
so this was a long time coming, Zach.
Kind of.
And I would like to take credit for this pedal.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you were, not on the fence, but, I think there's always a little bit of, not trepidation when it's a pedal that's, like, pretty ubiquitous. But, you want to make sure that you are contributing to the pedal world. And I was like, we gotta do this. You love these way too much not to have our own version of it.
That's right.
So I'm going to take full credit for that.
Okay, well, go ahead. Because I did the layout and the design of the thing.
I meant that it exists.
No, yes. You definitely pushed me over the
As I said, tell my wife when she makes dinner, it's like, well, I was there.
Yeah.
I watched the kids.
I saw the steam rising out.
I watched
of the pot.
the kids. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the idea of doing a screamer pedal was, for years I'd moved past it. It's like, not going to do it, going to try to do other things. But I think, it just makes sense now. If everyone else is doing it, why can't we?
Why can't...
And I feel like we can do it better, so...
Yeah, I think you're bona fides. You're screamer bona fides.
He's bona fide.
He's bona fide. You got a lot of screamers. You've done all the research possible. Mm-hmm. Like, literally all the research possible. So I feel like you're... oh, wow. Wait a second. Can we expect 6 more iconic overdrive types for the other deadly sins?
Oh, so let's see.
Yeah.
Sloth.
What pedal would that be?
Slow gear.
Okay. Let's do this right now.
Greed.
Greed.
That's probably some sort of Klon derivative or something thereof, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gluttony.
Gluttony. That would be probably a compressor.
Like a fat boost.
Or a fat boost.
Yeah.
Like a bass EQ.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. We already have envy.
Pride.
I mean, that would have been a great name for this. It was Stevie Ray Vaughan sort of nonsense. But Pride.
Maybe like a lion reference? Like a pride?
A lion?
Yeah, like a lion.
A Marshall in a box sort of thing?
Yeah, it's like a pride.
And then what else we have? Lust.
Yeah.
So.
Lust. What would lust be?
I don't know, some sort of fuzz.
Yeah.
And then.
Trying to remember 7.
Yeah, it's okay. Wait.
So watch that movie. In my head.
Envy, sloth, pride,
gluttony,
lust.
Yeah, what are we missing?
I feel like I've already forgotten one.
Oh, there's 2 more.
I haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist in some time either, so.
Yeah, somebody will tell us the ones that we missed.
Yes, please. But yeah. So, we're just going to talk about this. We'll field some questions. Is there any...
We saw a couple people have theirs on order.
Yes, thank you.
That's right there.
Oh my gosh.
Humbly accept all the credit, none of the blame. Yes. Absolutely. Ooh.
Let's see. The pedal demo track was stellar. Thank you. Yeah. Get shitty. The name is very clever. So clever, it's almost like, how did no one do that before? I don't know.
We did our research. We looked
I couldn't find anything.
It was the first name we came up with, I think.
Wrath.
Wrath.
Yeah, it's a metal pedal for sure.
Wrath. I think it was really early that we decided that's what it was going to be called.
It just made sense.
It made a lot of sense. We like the NV9 too.
Yeah, NV9.
It's pretty cool.
NV.
Yeah. I like that.
I mean, it's, and some people were saying, well, has no mythological connections, but Hera was envious.
There's a lot of envy in them stories.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Wow.
so much envy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty wild that no one had used it before. Mitch, did anyone guess the name before? I think one person said green with envy, but no one outright said envy.
Yes.
Because I think everyone was thinking, here's the problem. When you have a brand called Mythos and you have products called the Mjolnir and Hephaestus and things like that, people they think everything's going to be this big, impossible to pronounce or spell word. And
we have not done it on every pedal.
No. I mean the chorus was the Fates. That's a pretty safe thing. I mean, it's a mythological thing. But Olympus, just a mountain. It's not necessarily.
It still relates. I mean, the positron definitely doesn't. That's a Ghostbuster.
Yeah, that's very Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
But yeah, send us some questions. We'll field them. I've got a bevy of screamers here in front of us, and I've got my chai.
Yeah,
so
dude.
I'm ready I'm ready to go.
All right, here's Travis Moore with the big question. Pop that baby up, because that's probably the one that we're going to get the most.
Trav, can you explain to a guitar player who already owns a screamer, you have a TS-808 hand-wired, what we gain by getting an Envy that we don't get with our existing unit? Well,
you have that one lying around somewhere?
Of course I do.
Let's grab it. That was a joke. I knew you did.
So, the hand-wired, for all intents and purposes, is this. Has different clipping diodes, and everything else is basically the same. But what you get from the Envy really is a tweak to the function, because that is despite being a great screamer, it's still a stock circuit, pretty much. So you get expanded range of controls. Having the low switch and making it fuller and fatter is, I think, probably the best mod for this. The clip mod is great. I love lifting those diodes out, but having a fuller low end, it just totally changes the sound of the pedal.
Yeah.
While still feeling screamery. So I think if you like any of these, then this is a good addition to it.
Yeah.
I don't think like this does its own thing while being very similar to this, but they both have their place.
Yeah.
I could see having both on a board.
Okay. Yeah.
Doing a sort of stack thing. Let's see. How do you use the circuit as a bedroom player? I always hear it's great in the mix, but I'm not playing with others often. I think that's a hard question to answer, because it's all so dependent on how you play guitar. Because it works for me by myself. Because I like the way it sounds.
Yeah, I used it extensively recently. I took it home for a weekend to kind of run it through my rig, and I found a great use for it instantly. But when you're a bedroom player, which is the way I play for the majority of the time, it's just is it making me have fun playing guitar? That's it. That's really all it is, because you're not worrying about mixes, you're not worrying about how it fits with the drummer, you're not worrying about the tunes you're playing. It's just, am I gaining pleasure from playing this? And yes, you will. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the best I got. Yeah.
And it stacks well. Like if you already have like a pedal board, and let's say you have something that's a bit more even in the EQ, stack the Envy with it, and you're immediately in a different place. So it takes you somewhere else.
I absolutely loved it with the Herculean, unsurprisingly, because I was running it with the Runestone side. And I had actually set up pretty similar to the way I have the Herculean side set up, which they share some vibe, but the mid-range is completely different. And I really like the way it sounded. I got a lot closer to doing like a real pushed, like lead metal tone you know, which is like you're using it sort of like how like Kirk Hammett would be using it
For solos.
For solos, and it sounded awesome. So I was really digging it for that. And I think with the bass, I got a good spot for it being my main, you know, overdrive tone, which I think is the biggest sort of hurdle for a lot of people with screamers is that they don't like it for that purpose.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what we're trying to accomplish with the mods, and then maybe a little bit more versatility in the drive sounds and the levels here is to give you an opportunity to use it for that as well. Yeah.
Yes. Jeremy Baker had an EQD Earthquaker, plumes, and said it was very harshly bright. That's a TS derived pedal, apparently. How is the NV different from the plumes? Well, you know, I've never... Should I look up the schematic?
Of the plumes?
Yeah.
It sounds like exciting live streaming.
I won't show it because...
We'll just go find it.
But,
Yeah, Brad Schultz wants to know why the buttons instead of switches. Because that was an interesting choice.
yeah.
And I want to know why you decided that.
I wanted to do
Tell the
that
people.
because I thought it was cooler looking and just something different. I get kind of bored with the three-way toggle switch where it's three-way toggle with no clipping in the middle or something. I mean, which is what everyone does, and I've done it countless times. But I just didn't want to do it.
I thematically liked the idea of, you know, sort of you're engaging the mods.
Yeah,
It's sort
click,
of like,
click.
it feels very much like it's sort of like, it takes a little bit of the, not the guesswork because you're switching it, but it's like, it just makes it feel like I'm, you know, when you push a button, it's like, you're like really like turning it on. Versus and turning it off versus just switching something. I mean, it's the name; it's a button versus a switch.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a subtle thing, but I think it sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's engaging.
So the plumes, instead of using transistors for the input and output stage, the input and output buffers, you ready for all this?
I totally know what you're talking about.
It uses parts of the chip. So it uses a TLO74, which is a quad op amp. Most of the time we talk about like a JRC 4558 or a TLO72. That's a dual op amp. Quad op amp has 4 amplifiers in it.
Thus quad.
Thus the quad.
Yeah, I'm following along.
And it looks like 2 of those, chips stacked on top of each other. So that could be part of it. I don't have a traditional Screamer schematic next to this. Some of the values in the tone stack are very different after looking at this, which could contribute to the brighter sound. He's running it at positive 9 volts. He's using a charge pump to run it at positive 9 and then negative 9 instead of ground for the chip. So that means the chips won't clip.
Chips don't clip.
So when you're using that open, like the no diode thing, you're probably not getting as much distortion. Although I've never played a plumes long enough to have any sort of opinion about it. I have heard many people say that it's very bright. The NV is decidedly not bright. It's very balanced in its treble content, which I find most Screamers not bright enough. So we kind of did a balance there.
Yeah.
How does the added How does the added range compare to the Keeley Plus mod? My Screamer experience. I don't know. I have the Keeley mod on my Bonsai, but I've never owned a Keeley modded Screamer that he modded. I've done them, but I don't have any here currently. What was the inspiration behind the font and the specific shade of green? The font was, we thought this looked really here, let's do one face cover. We thought that looked very 70s.
Yep.
And the green was the one we liked.
Yeah, we looked at all the greens.
We don't have any in here. Oh, there's some. So we get swatches from our powder coat company. From the powder coat manufacturer. And we will lay them on enclosures and see what they look like. And I have one that's all green. That's all wrinkle and like...
Loch Ness?
There's Loch Ness. That was just the one we all agreed on. And I like that it's a textured paint. which helps it from getting scratched up.
Which is very nice.
Yeah, which makes making them easier and it makes them look nicer longer for you guys. Why? Okay.
It's funny.
If the chip don't clip, you must quit.
There you go.
So,
buttons are cool. Yes.
what's the most toggles a toggle switch can make? 6?
It's a lot of toggles.
Well.
Get one of those freeway toggles, or what are they called?
Oh yeah, the freeway switch. Yeah.
The freeway switch.
Well, that's an interesting question. So a toggle switch, like in, is there anything that's got a? Oh, here. So this Wonder Drive here has a switch that goes up and down, and these can, at most, have 3 positions that can do different things. They don't all do the same thing.
Can you have one that goes side to side too?
Well, you turn it 90 degrees, and then it goes side to side.
I meant like if you could go in the middle and then go.
No, I've never seen something like that from any of the part suppliers I've used. That probably exist, but there's rotary switches. Those can have usually. I mean, I know I've seen 12. They might make a 24 rotary position that goes almost all the way around. But you can do stuff with controllers in it so that you could use a pot or a rotary encoder. You know how your car, sometimes you'll have one knob that'll control multiple things? That's not a pot, that's an encoder. And so it's talking to a computer instead of being like just changing resistance. But you could use like a chip in here and have a rotary encoder that when it's in between this to this position, that's one setting, another setting, another setting, another setting. So you can have all of that. So there's a lot of ways to do any sort of switching. But all of that sounds like a gigantic pain in the neck to me. So I've never bothered with any
And like, what do you actually want to do with it? How many options do we need? I mean, part of this is that like we could have put a lot of things on the NV, and we wanted it to be very specific, what we were going for, and what we wanted it to accomplish. We wanted it to be simple with a little extra to make it versatile, but not too much to where you're going to get lost or you're going to be like, there's no option paralysis here. There's not too much going on.
Yeah.
It's still just a classic circuit.
Check a little thoughts on sliders being used on pedals. Don't they tend to break more often than other parts? Yeah, so the original Susmir OSEP had sliders.
Look really cool.
Looked great. Was a right bitch. And for a couple reasons. If you didn't install them perfectly vertical, then it wouldn't go in the box. The caps, little like the slider cap, it's like the knob for the slider. They're pressure fit. So if you lose it, like you're shit out of luck, basically. And those aren't as easy to get compared to like a knob. And oh man, there's so many problems with sliders. Sometimes
you just want a big old burger and they're real small. What are you talking about? Oh, sliders.
That sort of slider, not.
I was gonna say, sorry.
That sort of slider.
It's not. I know it's only 1020, but it's like, I'm ready.
So another problem with sliders. Oh, there's so many problems. Is they usually will have 3 pins. So there's like 2 down at the bottom and then 1 at the top, and all of those could be in reference to a different part of a potentiometer. So let's say you used one part, you ran out of said part. You buy another one from a different manufacturer, and oops, the pins aren't the same. So you have to change your circuit board, or wait until the other part comes back. It sucks. It sucks.
The vibes are good, but maybe not worth it.
Not worth it at all. It's such a pain, and they do break, and they get dirty. You have something that's literally open. It doesn't matter how much felt or plastic you put underneath it; it's gonna get dirty.
Dang. So let's not do that.
No, I'm not doing that ever again. Wadey 1960 Custom Shop.
What's up, Wadey?
If you want to purchase some chips listed on the website, is it just pull out and plug in?
Yeah, why don't you talk about that part of the Oh, you have it ready to go. Cool. It's like
Here's
you were
one
prepared.
I prepared earlier. So, I'm going to have to cover your face again. So see that little chip right there?
No, I only
Well,
see
you
my
can't.
Hat. I only see my hat.
But in the middle of the circuit board, okay, is the chip. And you can use your fingers. You can do a couple different ways, but you pull it straight out. There's a little indent on the socket. And on a chip is either a dot or an indentation on one side, and that's which way it goes. And then you put it in there, push it in, and you've changed it. And the chips we listed on the site are plug and play. They'll work. And you will very quickly learn for yourself that they don't really sound all that different. But you can still change it.
There will be some differences.
There will be
Subtle.
a very, very,
Subtle.
very minor difference that you may or may not notice.
I wouldn't know.
Depending on, you know how you notice it is like playing really loud? Stuff like that.
So always play really loud.
And also, if you run them, let me double check. Look at the caps. If you run them at 18 volts, it's a little more obvious too. And you can run the NV at 18 volts, even though it says 9 on it.
Well, it's just a guide.
Yeah, I'd get worried that people are just going to blow stuff up.
Joined in time for a crystal reference.
Oh, man.
Hey, did you guys hear they have gravy now?
They do have gravy.
They have gravy over crystal?
Here?
What are you doing?
Trying to get...
Is it not showing up?
It's not showing up for me. Weird. Get Shitty asked, how many sliders does it take to equate to a burger satisfaction level for Matthew?
Whew. Well, I think most of the time when you order sliders, it comes with 3. That's kind of...
Unless it's a double, then you get 2.
But it's too much bread. You know? I want meat and cheese, man. So I think sliders... It's like when you eat finger foods and then you're like, well, when are we going to eat dinner? Even though it's like you ate a lot, it's like none of it was like big enough to be a satisfactory, like I ate a meal. Is this just me? Or is no one else like this? If you like went to someplace and it was just finger foods, and you're like, I every time I'm like, I still got to eat something because I didn't feel like I ate.
I'm good.
No, I feel like you got to eat.
So
none. None.
So yeah,
no
anytime
amount
we
of
go to
sliders.
Crystal's, you're like, well, let's stop at Hardee's across the street.
No, if I get a Crystal Chick and some fries, I'm usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Crystal Chick is like substantial enough for me.
Chicken Little.
Can you get these to go up?
What? I don't know how to get them back up. We'll have to mess with the software. Can I explain? Yeah, it's weird. It's not working. Explain the Screamer pedal to us who's never played one.
Ooh, great question. Can I ask something real quick?
Yeah.
For Chicken Little? Have you never played one because you thought you wouldn't like it? Or have you just never played one, so you don't have any opinion on the Screamer?
Yeah.
That's why I would be curious, but go ahead and answer your question.
Well, I mean, it's a very mid-forward sound. That's kind of when you have it like in the Envy, if you have both switches up, that's kind of the stockish Screamer setting. It's a little compressed, feels a little cloudy. You can push the tone knob past noon to kind of add that sort of sparkle and stuff, but it's never, at least the real ones, are never like overtly bright. So it's a pretty smooth pedal. Doesn't have a ton of gain. Even ours, which has more gain than a normal Screamer, is not a distortion pedal.
Yeah.
So it's just a very mid-forward, compressed sounding drive that works best if you like a push sound or if you like to run pedals into other drive pedals. So there you go.
There you go.
Is that good enough? Does that answer your question?
That was good. No, it was good.
Let's see.
A lot of slider talk.
Oh man,
Sorry.
skipped my Dak question.
Which one was that?
Dak, the gunner from Empire Strikes Back that eats it. Dak.
Stupid guitar. Keep going back. Let's see what is this? Oh.
Is it this?
Yeah.
Oh, digital analog conversion. One thing I've always wondered, is there a substantial difference between digital to analog conversion chips as far as sound goes? I don't know. I don't make any of that shit. I mean, I've definitely played, I think...
What is that? Tell me. I don't understand.
Like, okay, the DL4.
Yes.
The original DL4
Okay.
converts your guitar signal from analog to digital.
Okay. Got it.
And on that pedal, it spits it out digital.
Okay.
And that has a very specific sound. That pedal sounds like it sounds. And a lot of other pedals will sometimes have digital or analog to digital and then digital back to analog.
Okay.
That has a sound. And then some pedals will do that, but they put it in parallel. So you retain your dry through, basically, and then you have
okay.
on top.
Very good explanation. I understood that.
But are there a lot of differences? Fuck if I know. I don't know.
We don't do that.
Anyway, I have zero experience making it, just playing them.
There you go.
And even that, it's like sometimes I'll play stuff and go, I don't like this. And then I'll look it up and it's like, oh, it's digital. But that doesn't really happen that much anymore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
High voltage theme question.
Ooh.
Will the website be fully live for browsing and purchasing on the same day as the grand opening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a bit apprehensive about putting everything up for sale because we want people to come by the shop and play stuff and buy stuff.
What happens if someone's testing a guitar out and it sells online?
We just jerk it out of their hands.
What did you do at Carter's when that happened?
Oh, we just let people play it.
And then when they went to the counter and said, I'd like this, sir.
Like, oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
Usually we were very quick to put a sold tag on stuff. And if people really wanted to try it, we would let them try it.
It might, I don't know how often that'll happen, but the first day it might because
people want that Idris.
Yeah.
That people saw our Fano PX6 we got coming.
I'm getting messages from people, and I don't know how serious everybody is, but we're getting messages from a lot of people already that are sniffing around the stuff, asking what we have on order from the other manufacturers.
Yeah.
Things they've seen.
We got some Casadoses, Two Rocks, Disease.
More rock and roll relics.
More rock and roll relics, yeah. Lots of stuff.
So it's a really interesting, a lot of really interesting stuff. So we'll have to monitor that as best we can for day one. So.
Yeah. But we're going to turn it on. Everything will be there. We'll have all the merch. We'll have pedals. We'll have throwback pickups. Divine Noise cables will probably be on there.
Oh, and do we want to announce that we are doing, the store will be open day one?
Yes.
No appointment necessary for October 8th?
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, October 8th.
And we'll announce that in multiple posts and on the website. But we've decided that it will be a fun day. We're just going to, we're going to do appointment only. But that day, if you're in town, come hang out.
Yeah, so October 8th, fully open. And the current plan for hours for the shop. Boop, 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 boop. For the shop is 10 to 5, Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday, 10 to 4, no appointment necessary.
Yes, so we will be fully open on Saturdays.
Just limited, like an hour less, so we get more time at home with our families.
We'll hear Tim O'Connell always coming with the good
Tim.
questions. You can't try to pop it up again.
I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe they can see it
show
and we
comment
can't.
Window. Sometimes you click stuff and things move around.
Yeah. We can't. I don't want to put the comment up, but that's fine.
Sorry,
I'll read this one. Tim O'Connell. Hi, Tim. What is the one guitar in the high voltage inventory that you're thinking about keeping? Well, we got a little bet going with on who's going to keep the first piece, and Jeff's getting sweaty, real sweaty on something we got in used. You're getting sweaty on some stuff, and I'm already getting sweaty.
I'm getting theoretically sweaty because I like the Novos a lot.
But I'm now
that PX6 has got me.
The PX6 has got me.
I think we might arm wrestle over that.
I have wanted a PX6 forever.
So have I.
And I love the Voltour, but the PX6 is a PX6, dog. There's animalistic urges when it comes to how long I've wanted that guitar. And yeah. Whew.
Trade in your PRS for it.
I got to sell a PRS to pay for the Castadosa that I already got.
Well, we'll have a fantastic PRS special semi-hollow at the shop.
We will have, that will be on consignment. I'm giving you a smoking deal on that one.
Stupid Guitar, $9.99 super chat.
Hey.
Coffee, donut, thank you.
We will probably have snacks and supplies when people come in.
And wet wipes.
So
you're not ooh, look at the suede 2-rock.
And that's just for me and Jeff.
Yeah, seriously.
Here we go. Get Shitty's asking a good question. Where does the Rock and Roll Relics connection come from? I've actually known the guys over there for a long time. And I've had mutual friends. They were out in San Francisco for quite a while where they were first making their stuff. And I had a buddy who shot all of their photos. So I've been familiar with their stuff and what Billy's been doing for a long time. And we really wanted a more sort of Gibson-inspired brand for the shop. Like, getting Gibson Custom Shop would be awesome, but like that's like a whole nother thing, being as small as we are. So we wanted to go with somebody that we thought we got a lot of, with Casadosa, Novo, and Fano, we're living in that Fender, Dennis Fano world there. And so we wanted something with some set necks, some real, classic, 50s and 60s designs and some cool different stuff. So we decided to go with Rock and Roll Relics. Yeah. And we thought not everybody carries them, so that would be a cool brand that would be a little bit different.
And we, our hope with that too, and our hope with all these things is to, curate the instruments in a way that is familiar. I don't want anyone to look at any of the Rock and Roll Relics. And sometimes this is hard because, like with the Thunders, I don't want anyone to look at them and immediately go, what is that? Is that a Gibson? Is that I want, anytime you see it, what that guitar is. But also, we want the colors and the personality and everything to be very inspired by the stuff that we love and be approachable for everybody. Because I think the last thing we want to do, and we talk about this a lot, is we don't want to pick something that would be like a personal custom order. We want to pick stuff that is very
and we want to do that for you if you want to reach out to us. Yes. If you want a custom order from any of the brands, we got a work phone that we're going to leave here at the shop.
Yeah.
Us workaholics over here, we're actually not going to
stay here.
It's going to stay here. Like, we're going to be good boys and see how fast it takes us to break that. But, we want to do custom orders. So if you've got your eye on something crazy or want to know what's possible with any of these brands, we want you to call us and we want to do that. But for the stuff we stock, we want it to be very classic, very inspired by what we like. There's a lot of neat guitars out there that I think are a little bit, it feels like you need a lot of inventory to stock some of the stuff that some people carry.
Yeah.
Which is like because we're not going to carry a ton of stuff. We really want to have stuff that we think is, kind of classic looks that people will really like. And then if you want a purple sparkle, we'll custom order it for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I mean.
But unless there's a sparkle thing that we see that immediately, and I think one of the Rock and Roll Relics is a sparkle.
We did decide to go with a sparkle
because it works on that guitar. But I think for the most part, we want to keep it just friendly for everybody. Let's see, man, a lot more questions coming in. Rule number 1 of owning and working a guitar shop: don't fall in love with the inventory. That's really hard. You have to love it, right? A little bit. Let's see. Have we checked out Grez? I've played them.
I haven't played one yet.
I played one at NAMM, and I thought it was a beautifully made guitar, and it sounded really nice. It was the first guitar I played at NAMM. Maybe was it last year? That I felt comfortable at NAMM playing. Like, sometimes you play guitars and you're just like, what do I do? I don't know. I don't feel like myself. I feel really uneasy. And I played a Grez, and immediately I felt right at home. And it was really nice. I don't think it's a good fit for our store because of the aesthetic of it. It's not aesthetically something that I am interested in carrying at the moment. Because it feels a little too different from what I think we envision, or at least I envision the product lineup being. But I think they're awesome guitars.
Yeah, scroll down here because I think that, let's see here. Seems like y'all inventory exclusive things y'all love. Yes, that's kind of how
what's the point?
That's how we're going to approach it, is that like we really want stuff that we would like. I mean, everything we're speccing out. And yes, there's certain stuff where we could say, well, what the customers want, what's selling out there. Yeah. Like, but when you're doing small stuff like this, it's like you're not really, not that we're not thinking about that, because, but I think that, we feel like we got pretty good taste. And our taste reflects a lot of what you guys like, because you like our pedals. And we're kind of just, going off on that. But yes, a lot of it is big riffing. As people are saying in the comments. That's kind of, there's an energy to the rock and rollness. It's called High Voltage. We're going to have Metallica posters, ZZ Top posters. We're in that headspace, and we're not saying you can't come in here and play some jazz. If you'd like to, go right ahead, but you kind of know this is the energy of what we like.
Yeah.
We're not bleeping and blooping. We're riffing hard, bro.
That's right.
And that's kind of, that's the kind of guitars we're going to have.
Damn. About to get in a fight with somebody.
We'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, Joel.
Oh, man. Travis said we consider Milkman out of San Francisco. I think the problem is when you get something like Two Rock, where you kind of have the pinnacle of a Fender style thing in the traditional clean and whatnot, a Vintage Deluxe. There's a lot of cross-pollination if you get a brand like that. And I want to be honest with you guys. I don't have any problem with Milkman as a company, with him as a person. I like the amp thing that we have, the headphone pedal board solution. I think it sounds really good. I have not been blown away by any of the amps I played, personally.
Yeah. Never played them.
So, sorry. No Hank Williams posters? No.
I like Hank Williams.
Yeah, I love Hank Williams. I mean, Hank Williams of all the guys.
Hank's great.
He's pretty, pretty punk.
Yeah, absolutely. High voltage jazz? Yeah, if you're down.
Yeah.
Go for it. High voltage jazz.
How are the pedal boards? Yours is basically the same.
Yeah, I mean, I said this after I got the Envy and I played with it. If I didn't have the Herculean side of the Herculean, that's what I would use the Envy for. And that's already how I'm using the Herculean, so I don't have any place on my board for it now. But I do have, my audition loop, my satellite loop, and so I can run anything through
Satellite.
And so, and what I'm gonna do, yes, is I'm gonna put together a auxiliary board that I can run through that loop with all the drive pedals from us that I don't have on my board.
For your Dave Matthews cover gigs.
Yes.
Please.
Man, why doesn't that guy just sing in his normal voice? Why you gotta sing like that?
I think that is his normal voice.
No. Remember when they dumped a bunch of shit out of their tour bus and onto a boat in the Chicago River?
Oh, man. What about Divided by 13? We're getting those too, baby.
We're getting those too, baby.
They're coming in.
Yes.
But...
no Benson.
Any Abasi guitars? No.
A little bit much for us. We are not getting Benson at the moment.
They're at Eastside.
They're at Eastside, and they've had Eastside they've been at Eastside for a while.
Years. So
we're gonna like a lot of the stuff that we're getting. There was a lot of stuff in the works at the same time as us deciding to open the store, so there might be some crossover. But they've had Benson forever, and we're gonna let them cook with their Bensons.
Let them cook, baby.
Let them cook.
Chris has got it on lock over there.
They got it.
And we want them to have them. Magnetone, probably not. I like Magnetone, but I feel like with Divided by doing the more English thing and Two Rock.
I think for a lot of these brands, I mean, it's just like room. Like we just do not have a lot of room to get a ton of brands.
Yeah, should we say some of the other people we're talking to?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we're talking to Bartell amps.
Yes.
And I know that those are, probably not too dissimilar from the Two Rock thing. Maybe.
But we just don't see them in a lot of places.
He doesn't have hardly any dealers. And we are considering Frank Brothers. We just have to kind of lock a deal down with them.
Mm-hmm. And we think those two fit what we're doing pretty well. But I think that if we ever open a larger brick and mortar somewhere else, then we will consider more brands and maybe a little bit more crossover from what we have. But a lot of what we're going to try to do is unique stuff and then be your destination for custom orders for the brands that we champion. And it's a smaller number of brands, but then we want to do good volume with those brands. Yeah. That's kind of our goal.
And we'll have Dr. Z as well.
Man, Dr. Z. I said this morning, that's the thing I'm most excited about. And the most dangerous because Z prices are excellent.
See, I talked to Mike yesterday.
Can you please do your Dr. Z impression for us?
No.
Just a little bit? Just a tiny bit? Because every time you talk to him, you do it for a little bit, and I love it so much.
I know. It's one of those things I have to just do it. I can't I can't just do a voice on command. I'm not that good. But I talked to Mike, and he was, really adamant about keeping their prices competitive, and man, they just make killer stuff. We're not going to get Victoria amps. Victoria amps are killer. Really hard to move though.
They don't sell that well.
They don't sell very well.
They're really nice though.
I think they're fantastic.
Chicken Little, please buy an Envy. You'll love it. Go for it.
Oh yeah. Currently use a Boss preamp in a Fairfield barbershop to push an AC-15. Yeah. I think an Envy pushing a Vox style amp works really well. I used to gig with an AC-30 a little bit, and I always would have a screamer on my board.
There you go.
What other pedal brands, Tyler? will be on hand? Well, we'll have Dunlop wah-wah pedals, just like the Clyde McCoy and the Classic, all the standard, like, well, not standard, but just like normal wah. I'll probably get some Dunlop fuzz faces, and in fact, I might mod them. We'll see.
Ooh.
And Mythos. And
Mythos. And something else maybe special that we're looking at.
Yeah,
Don't say nothing.
I can't say.
You can't say. I don't think you should say anything until I see it. I want to see it.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's some other friends of ours talked about doing something very special.
Very special.
But who knows when that'll happen?
And we do have a store exclusive that we have from Mythos.
Yes.
And we've got it.
Very different.
Very different, and it's in the works. We have so many things in the works.
You should see what we're planning for Halloween.
Oh my gosh. The amount of in the works we have it's like we have to do a hardcore like to-do list, like checklist, like every day.
Every other
day. To get it straight.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man.
Whose glasses are thicker? I think. What's your prescription? Do you know?
Oh. Why would I know?
Because you had to go get your eyes examined.
Why do I got to look at the paper? I just give it to the man.
You can't see it anyway. Mine. I have terrible vision. Look how thick.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
No, I'm just blind.
Yeah. I just can't read. I can't read like distance. That's what it is for me. I'm doing it every other thing.
I can't.
I don't really need them that well. I just miss exits when I'm driving because I can't see far enough, and I'm like, oh, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's not
good.
Exits and taillights, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fine.
Maybe offer some custom modded one-off pedals that you can only get by coming into the store. Maybe. And that's something like if we did the fuzz face, it'd probably be a direct only thing. Because I don't know. I like just Dunlop stuff. No idea what Dr. Z is talking about, but you love his videos. Yeah.
There you go.
Phasio amps. I don't know. I have to see what she's making. She kind of bothered me when she said that you couldn't work on like circuit boards or like surface mount stuff. And that is such a short-sighted way to look at things. Like there's, you can work on anything. It's just whether or not you have the tools to do it.
Or the talent.
Or the talent. And I'm sure she does. But like until you do it, you don't know how easy it is to work on those things. Surface mount especially. Modding a surface mount pedal is way easier than modding a through-hole pedal. It is so much easier if the components are big enough to where you can grab them. Sometimes they're not. But anybody that says otherwise means they haven't tried yet or they just suck with the tools they have. Because if you try to attempt it with not the right tools, you obviously won't be able to do it because it's...
I've seen you do it. So
you've seen me go, oh, let's just change this.
And it's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's like... Yeah. It's very easy. Got to have Jazz Masters. Well, we have Novos.
We'll have plenty of Mastery bridges.
Yes.
And to go around. I don't think we'll have anything with Jazzmaster pickups.
No.
And the little switchies.
Unless I buy a Jazzmaster used.
Which could happen.
Well, yeah, and I've looked at a few. Nothing has felt right. Everyone wants like about $2,000 too many dollars. When Matthew took his glasses off, the camera went out of focus.
Weird.
Dang.
Do the multi-pedals sell well? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
The Herculean has been our best-selling pedal this year.
The Extra Hot.
And the Extra Hot is killing the game. So more to come.
Yeah.
More to come.
But no plans to do anything like a big Ibanez, the big one with all the pedal. No, not doing that. Not interested. Do we have any special pedals that will be on display at high voltage for you to see? Not yet.
But we'll have a dedicated Mythos display, of course, in the store. We'll have a display with pedals and a wall and the whole thing.
And a testing station.
Limited.
I know you said limited to USA build, but any Revstar? Well, Revstar are not made in the USA.
I know.
No, I don't. If you can buy it from Guitar Center, we don't really want it. And that's not...
We love Guitar Center.
And I love Guitar Center.
The Nashville Guitar Center rules.
Yeah, so does the Goodlettsville or the Madison one.
Yeah, we got a bunch of friends over there. They always have cool stuff.
They do. Yeah. And they've always been... Oh, someone's trying to hack my Microsoft account.
Oh man.
Trying to get my Xbox login.
Oh man.
I get one of those a week at least. Have you ever done that? Logged in to see how many times someone's trying to access your Microsoft account?
No, is it pretty bad?
At least for me, because my email has been leaked so many times in security breaches. Let's see. We need a specially tuned fuzz that does the ladder BFG stuff. My head's in Mississippi. Yeah, maybe. I think the Golden Fleece kind of does that.
You can get
personally.
I think you can get there.
Just thinking, wonder.
Wonder what color will be next. Yeah. You know what's really funny?
Yeah.
Like, we don't really think about that too hard. And then when something like a pedal's done and we like put the boxes on the shelf and you kind of see them all next to each other, you see the enclosures on the shelf and you see them sit next to each other, like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So sometimes we kind of do a little bit of that, but not intentionally. It just ends up looking nice. We definitely want to pick something that we don't do.
I mean, like this,
Yeah.
I've never had a production. I've done limited stuff, but I've never had a production green, like just green pedal. Mm-hmm. It's always been teal, blue, green.
Ooh.
So
if you were to make another fuzz, what would you do with it?
I would play it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
We have a couple things in the works.
We do.
Maybe, maybe not. There's always like a long list of circuits that are here for the taking.
I'm so bad because when someone asks me what features would you add to a fuzz, I'd be like, well, it's got to have a foot switch and at least a volume knob.
Don't even need an LED for a fuzz.
Not really. Like if you don't know it's on, it's not doing its job.
Yep.
In and out jacks. Like I don't think about like even a bias knob. Because I've been in those situations where you have a pedal that's like dependent on like the angle of the sun that day, and if you don't have it set the right way, it doesn't sound the same. And that wasn't an Analog Man joke. Yeah. And you can't get it back, and that just pisses me off. So I don't. I don't know. The fuzzes we're planning are nothing
crazy,
wacky, but they're all going to sound really good, and more importantly, they're going to look really good
and be really fun.
Yeah.
The one that's coming next is very fun.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna be.
It's gonna seem
chubbed up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
What? Did you really say that?
Yeah.
Finally.
I mean,
I love that phrase. I don't even want to say it.
You don't have to now.
Yeah. But I think that it's another one of those things that we'll do, and people are like, "How have you guys not done this yet?" Mm-hmm. That's how it feels to me. It's so natural.
Yeah.
With what we're doing, people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah."
I think people are gonna flip for this next one.
Yeah.
They're gonna flip. Do you think high voltage will be a good place to shop for a dentist or lawyer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bring your monies.
Yeah.
It's a good place for everybody.
Yeah.
You can get a pedal. You just come and hang out. I'll give you a cup of coffee. We'll talk about how much we all love Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. Is that just me? We had a nice game last night, so I'm feeling good.
I saw there was an ad on
sports
Amazon.
Yeah, Thursday Night Football.
When I watched Lord of the Rings or the Rings of Power, I saw it.
When my wife was pregnant with our second child, I said it was a boy. It was going to be Josh Allen Timmons, and she said no, and then we had a girl. So
things worked out. She knew what she was doing.
She knew what she was doing.
Girl. Let's see. My dream shop would have T-Rock divided by Novo, Fender, and Gibson Custom Shop. Collings and some great pedals. You're hitting almost all of them. To get Fender and Gibson, you got to
cash money. That take up all that money we borrowed just for them.
Yeah, I mean, like I'd say to get Gibson, that's a $100,000 order.
Yeah,
probably. Because the thing with Custom Shop, and I don't know if Fender's quite like this, but very rarely can you just get Custom Shop. And oftentimes with Fender, you got to get Squier, standard import Fender, American Fender, then Custom Shop. So there's 4 lines you have to inventory and try to sell, all while they're trying to sell 3 of those lines on Reverb cheaper than what dealers can sell them for. So I don't know,
man. We get them Acoustasonics in, and then we want. You need the Red Shoal signature Acoustasonic with built-in tube screamer.
Right. That's Rhett, man.
That's Rhett. That's what he says.
We talk to him all the time. He's like, you know what? I really love this Acoustasonic. And every
He did
green
another
pedal,
video about how much he hates it.
like, it sucks. It sucks. It's such a bad thing. And like, I love Fender. Mostly love Custom Shop. Everything else pretty good. But that guitar,
Stop making it happen.
stupid. Make it look like an acoustic guitar. That's it. There you go. Do that.
There it is.
You got it? You got me? You got me?
All right,
anyway.
Deadpool. Let's go. Keep going.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
No, it's great.
Collings. Carter has Collings.
I like Collings.
I like Collings, but talk about another expensive order that would be.
So many questions.
We got questions. I love the textured coating on the new Mythos. Yeah, it just it makes it easier to build these damn things.
Mm-hmm.
The next fuzz I would okay, Brian, design your fuzz so it can go anywhere in the chain with buffers, please.
This next one goes nowhere in the chain.
You just hang it around your neck.
There's a hint. It goes nowhere in the chain.
Is there a Mythos drive pedal be used in intro music? Sounds great. Yes. So that's a Fates.
What'd you use?
That's the Fates demo, and I probably had a Mjolnir or something on there.
Usually. Yeah.
I don't know. Danny, thank you, Danny. We can't put comments up on the screen for some reason. Honeymoon phase still with the high road because you have the Joey Bonk Dan drive as well. It's a hard choice. Both are really good. Awesome. Love the high road. Have you heard of Slow Mosa? Is that a type of
it's
shawarma meat?
No, I have not. I will try to remember. Send me an Instagram message so I'll look at it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red should absolutely do a hate review video on the Envy.
We're working on something.
Yeah.
We're going to absolutely get Rhett involved with the Envy.
A friend of mine who owns a guitar shop says Fender and Gibson are horrible to deal with, and Fender worse than Gibson. Yeah. Because Gibson just sells at the garage. Fender is selling fucking everywhere.
Fender is just Reverb is now just Fender.com at this point.
Almost.
It's so many stuff that they're involved in on there with all kinds of crap. It's crazy.
Maybe Revolta. Maybe no. We're not carrying import stuff.
Revolta's doing mostly direct now.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're doing anything with dealers.
Nope. Ever consider making an envelope filter? Yes. And that's about as far as I get. Power supply? Question mark? What's that question? Paul, what do you mean?
Power supply. Yes, use them.
Yeah, you gotta have one.
Unless it takes battery, then do that.
Yeah. What power supply? I like the Chocks. I like the Visual Sound.
Mm-hmm.
Or True Tone.
It
used to be Visual
I
Sound.
use the True Tone.
Yes.
True Tone 12.
And then we have a Voodoo Lab Pedal Power 2 that has tested every Mythos pedal forever.
You want to know what pedal supply we don't like?
Strymon.
There you go. But
Strymon blow up Mjolnir.
If you're
Strymon blow up pedal.
Love the Flint though.
Sawi.
Hi guys.
I love their pedals.
Love the Flint.
Don't like the power supplies. They're great if you have Strymon pedals. Use them just for those. Please don't plug a Mjolnir into it for whatever reason. It always blows them up. Flav Fuzz. Yeah, there you go. Chain around.
I like that.
Is the Hot Chicken a 1-to-1 clone of a Noble's ODR1 with a bass cut? It's called the Extra Hot. And not exactly.
There's enough tweaking.
There's a few little tweaks.
Yeah.
But it's still
an
ODR1. I didn't want to stray too far. And if you want to...
I'll check it.
If you wanted ODR1 in the traditional sense, get you Nobles. They're great. They're cheap. I don't think that they're worth... what the hell is it? Sorry, I'm listening. I think it's worth just getting a Nobles if you want that classic sound. But if you want a little bit more, Extra Hot. With the big company buying for stores, will you ever...
You too.
In the ever-changing retail scene, do you see a day you'd be able to pick and choose from the big guys? Maybe. What's this?
Samples. Another new pedal.
Oh, man.
Samples. Another new pedal. Oh, look at this. Smell it. Just smell that new pedal. How's it sound? You know, we just came out of the Envy. Here's another one. Let's go. Oh, gosh.
I'm excited to see that.
Me too.
No, give it to me.
No. No, what
Give
are
it
you
to
doing?
me. I want to open it.
Oh, okay. You want to open it? You wanna show
Yeah.
people what it is?
Here, you do this.
Don't
Do you know
make
how
me-
to use a mouse?
No.
I won't show anybody.
What are you going to do? Am I going to scroll on this or something?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I can look at this. Corey Congilio says, wow, that's the only Strymon product I like. You don't like the Flint?
Flint
Everybody
good.
likes the Flint. The Flint is the best.
Well, just don't blow
Come
up
on,
any
bro.
of our pedals, Corey.
What is the smallest and largest amount of pedals that you've had on your boards? The most is my current board now. And I've had boards before where I had... Oh, that looks so good. Oh my gosh, that looks incredible. Smallest board I've had is 3 pedals.
Smallest board I've had is
Tuner, delay, and a drive. That's it.
I've
the
gigged
small.
without pedals.
Yeah.
I've gigged with just a delay pedal in an effects loop and an overdrive in front. Does that count? Oh my god. Okay. I know you said you tried doing a 2-pedal version on, but have you? No, I've never put the Argonaut and a Golden Fleece in the same box because they're this big. And you can just put them. If you don't like it this way, you allow it. No.
You can unbox and you can't unbox and not show us.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, we can. Corey George, say no to digital trems, Matthew. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have that much cash to buy all these fancy amps with fancy trims on them, Mr. Fancy YouTuber.
Corey,
How about that,
I think that the Strymon, Flint,
Corey?
Tremolo,
Hit it.
and even something like the HX1 and having those Line 6 tremolos I prefer it because it's lower noise. There's more parameters you can adjust and make it truly work the way you need it to work quickly. And I don't know. The only tremolo I even like that's analog is the EA trem circuit or the Boss, and even those have shortcomings. I think that.
But we're talking like, Boss TR2. Yeah.
Yeah, TR2's fine. It's fine. But
I just don't use them enough to think about it too hard. Like, it's just like Flint works, and so I'm good. There's a hot chicken on Reverb for $700.
buy it.
It's not the extra hot. That's the old OG hot chicken.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's cool.
It's a different pedal too.
I'm humbled that someone thinks it's worth that. Someone asked what microphone we're using. Doyle, what mic are you using right now? My wife and I are starting a guitar pedal podcast. We are also going to do regular demos and don't know what room vocal mic to use for that style content. Okay, so word of advice. We only have a couple minutes before the hour is up, but word of friendly advice. If you're
I
going to
can go long.
Okay. We got to get ready for the East Side event, which we can talk about here in a second.
Oh, right.
But if you're going to do pedal demos, get an angle. Figure out something different. Don't just say, hey, everybody,
Here's my clean tone.
here's the Mythos Envy. Let's check it out, because no one's going to watch it. And that's not a dig on you. You could be the best guitar player in the world, but just take a look around at, Corey could speak to this very well. The idea of just doing standalone demos is kind of dead. So leaning into a podcast to something with some story, with some conversation,
I'm already
way more
interested because
valuable.
it's you and your wife. That sounds neat. That's
Yeah.
different. I don't think I've listened to a husband and wife podcast.
No, and Morgan, by the way, she wants to come and do one of these with me one day if you're out. Morgan wants to come do a live stream.
But what if
with
they
us.
like her better?
That's too bad, so sad.
You know,
I
Wally-
guess. As she would say, that sucks to suck, Matthew.
It's gonna Wally Pip me, right? Is it Wally Pip? Someone will know the reference I'm trying to make.
Is that a basketball reference?
No.
Is it a football reference?
No.
Is it a lawyer reference?
It's baseball.
Oh, man, baseball.
Yeah.
So it's the most boring one.
No.
It's grass growing with people in the way.
Oh man.
But anyway, what mic we're using this? Let's see. Can I? Well, not really. This is a Sennheiser MKH50. Kind of expensive. Rhett showed it to me, and he said, "Just get it. Don't." As Rhett would say, "Buy once, cry once." But we run this through a Universal Audio 4710D. All of that goes into an Apollo, and it sounds good. And that's what I use for all the talking like this. With the podcast, we use the individual mics because it's a little easier to get one person's voice. But if you're going to start doing videos, the best thing you could do is invest in lights. The lights and your mics are more important than your camera. You could use your phone.
There you go.
Let's see. The concept is that she doesn't know gear at all, and I try to teach her about pedals, and she tries to convince me not to buy gear.
So what we do. I don't know anything about pedals.
Yeah, but Matthew has the opposite problem. When I want to buy something and I'm waffling about it, I call Matthew, and he's just do it. What are you, a bitch?
I mean, I kind of do. I am very aggressive about it.
Yeah,
Matt's going to get Kelly Ripa. That's a great reference. Yeah.
Will I sell ribbon mics at the shop? No.
No,
I'm not going to sell any recording stuff. There'll be no mic cables. So, can confirm Zach's right about pedal demos. I now make sure to add some history, both about the product and my relationships to set sound product now. Yeah, you have to do something. Here's the thing. All pedals are being bought. Not all of them, but a lot of them are being bought impulsively because people just want to buy stuff, and almost ancillary to the pedal is just the sound of it. They're more interested in the story and the brands, the personality. So if you can figure out how to convey that, then that's the most important thing. And just admit to yourself that you're probably not going to get rich and famous making videos and do it for fun and keep that energy about it.
Yeah.
Then you'll go further than if you say, this is my job and I have to earn X amount of dollars a month or I'm not going to do it. The Fates are still sold out on our website. Go buy them from a dealer.
We're getting cleaned out. A lot of times when we do a pedal launch, the dealers place pretty big orders for everything else as well. And, we're trying to keep up, man. We're trying. I thought we were going to have more Fates last week, and then we just got cleaned out again.
Cleaned out by the Fates. After that baseball comment,
this boy don't like sports at all.
I just don't.
Not at all.
I can't do it. It doesn't interest me. It never has.
Sports.
And it never will.
Sports. I love sports.
Yeah.
I really do.
And it's not that I don't get it. I think the one thing that people, when you say like I don't really like sports or I don't really like football, they just assume you don't know anything about it. Like I went to every football game, I went to most of the basketball games, I played baseball, and I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy watching it. If I'm gonna do that, I'd rather play it.
I hear you.
Or I'd rather play a video game than watch other people.
Tyler Hall. What does a chorus plus an Argonaut sound like? You were doing that yesterday.
It sounds like a synth, and it's awesome.
It's you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like Flight of the Navigator. Like that's what it sounds like.
Sure. I love using the chorus with other weird effects because it just sounds like a pad, especially if you have some echo or something on. Turn the
Matthew,
on.
you hungry? What's for lunch? I am starving, and I don't know yet. I didn't bring anything, but we've got a lot of work to do, so I might have to eat lunch quick. So that probably means Arby's, Crystal, maybe Bojangles. I don't know. Maybe something. But you already ate something.
Huh?
You already ate something. So
what are you talking
you had
about?
breakfast sandwiches.
You did too.
Yeah, but but when you eat
What are you saying?
No.
You already ate
When
something.
you eat a breakfast sandwich, you're like, oh, I'm good. I had a breakfast sandwich this morning. I don't need to eat lunch right away. And I'm
I won't eat until like 4 o'clock.
That's what I mean. I ate breakfast sandwich. It doesn't mean anything. That just means that I need to eat sooner because now I primed the pump.
Sorry.
That was good.
I didn't mean to do that. What single Mythos pedal has the flattest EQ curve? I would say the Chupacabra.
That is correct.
It's very flat.
Yes,
It doesn't do
that is correct.
much of nothing. Does it a little treble? And someone liked my Ghostbuster Mr. Stay Puft pin. Cover your face.
I thought we were only going to do that once this
I know, but this is important.
Okay. It is very important. This means something.
This is old. This means something. This is my vintage one.
Thank you,
from the
Distinctive Guitar, for the acknowledging the Flight of the Navigator poll and for making great content and selling our pedals. You guys rule.
appreciate
One of our favorite stores. Check them out. They got some good Envy content.
80s. They got great guitars. They got killer. Man, what else? They got all sorts of stuff.
They're in Milwaukee, one of our great cities. Milwaukee. Cheese curds and Giannis Akuntakempo. Did I say that right? I don't know why I'm making so many.
Out of me.
I don't know why I'm saying so many sports references today. I usually don't do that because I know that it's just going to be over here. But sometimes the people get them.
Sometimes, and that's fine.
That's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
As you say all the time. We have stickers or a pin that says it's fine, right?
It said it on the back of the hat.
It says on the back
It's
of
fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, we just streamed for about
No, Corey said something and then he realized he didn't say nothing.
Oh, okay. It's been an hour. We've been hanging out. We appreciate you guys. It is AMA Friday, so get on Instagram on the Mythos page and send us some questions. We'll be hanging out.
Completely wrong on the pronunciation. I thought it was pretty good. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can we get a live stream with Matthew's dad? One day, yeah.
I don't think you can handle that. I think it's got to be just two of us. Pop's in here with the three of us. That's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much Timmons.
People think this room's a lot bigger than it is. It's a small room. It's a wide-angle lens.
Once we get out to, filming in the showroom, I think we're going to do that. We'll probably have more room to do stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dan. Oh, man. Although you'll be carrying high-end guitars, what happens if you get a dud? Probably highly unlikely. Here's the thing. I have played countless guitars that I thought sucked. And guess what? They all sold. So it's not about whether or not I think it's a dud. If all the guitar is set up right, it's working properly, undoubtedly it's going to appeal to someone. Whether or not it's us has yet to be determined.
Yeah.
Currently, we have no duds.
No duds.
Well, we bought some vintage Coronados from Carlos at Casadosa, and they need a little love. They're a little.
But they're
rough.
Vintage guitars. Sometimes you need to spruce goose them. You know?
But all the new stuff we've got and new used stuff is all. Really good.
Will merch store shirt? Yes. We will have the merch online. We got our first shirt in right here.
Hats should be here too.
And I can pronounce Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama.
Says he could do it and took 2 tries.
I did it worse the second time.
Dog nachos and cat chili for lunch. We're going to Ohio, baby. Someone called JD. Get the.
We'd be chomping on Bobo. Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Tastes just like chicken.
We truly live in the dumbest timeline. We truly do.
I don't. Man.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, well.
I know. I'm going to enjoy my weekend, though. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And if you're in Nashville this weekend at Eastside Music Supply 12 to 6, they're having their 10th anniversary party. We'll be there. Chase Bliss, a bunch of other incredible pedals.
Casadosa,
Carlos.
You can meet Carlos.
We'll be there. And Carlos is probably going to be hanging with us, and we'll be sneaking tequila or something, getting wild. So if you want to get wild, come to Eastside. Wow. Get wild with us.
Let's go.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Victor Wembanyama.